So guys, we're going to go into the last segment of this channel, which is we're going to talk about Mo Salah. So there's been an article that's come out on The Athletic, which we're going to leave till last. And then we're going to...
Come on. For fuck's sake, man.
God. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, yeah, Martin got 10 out of 10. Of course he did. Yeah. Because he's probably looking at the private chat.
Exactly.
Miss Guzzi, you missed it, mate. You got to be at 8 o'clock. You got to be at 8 o'clock. So, the Mo Salah stuff. So, we'll go through some of this in the build up to it. We've got this to look for first. So, I found these stats, which are on Sky and on Twitter and that. So, the top one here is basically a breakdown of what Salah is doing under Slot and what he was doing under Klopp. So his goals have gone up by 0.2. His goal involvement is gone up by a fair bit. His shots on target is risen by like, what's that, 11%? That doesn't sound like a big number, but it is in terms of, you know, the footballing way of things. And his dribbling has also gone up by 9%, you know, successful dribbling. On the negative side of that, if you want to say this, his attacking stats have gone up, but his physical stats have gone down under Slot. So under Klopp, he was doing 12 pressures in the final third. He's only doing 10 under Slot. His runs, he did 27 under Klopp. He's doing 21 under Slot. Acceleration, 80 under Klopp, 71 under Slot. And his sprints were 17 under Klopp and 15 under Slot. Now, them numbers may not seem like a big difference in the long, you know, because only like 2 sprints in between, but they're averages. So, you know, it could be more or less over different games, but that's the average of what he's done per 90 minutes under both managers. Any of that surprise you, Seano?
No, not really. I mean, you know, as the old saying goes, the proof is in the pudding. I think we've seen a new lease of life. He didn't exactly have the greatest of seasons last season, compared to I suppose his own standards. I think he's played extremely well this season, and show Mo the fucking dough. Show Mo the dough.
Exactly. See you later, Gareth. Gareth's dropped off now.
Well done, Gareth. Well done, mate. Well done. They can never take the. You were the first winner of Seano's world famous quiz. Now exclusive AKM, the reboot. I like that, the reboot, the relaunch and the reboot.
So that was yesterday. I've also got some quotes from Salah as well, some new quotes regarding his contract. I don't know if you've seen these, Seano. So he basically asked on his contract situation, he said, honestly, it's in my head. Until now, this is the last Man City game I will play for Liverpool. So I was just going to enjoy it. I will enjoy every second here. Hopefully, we just win the league and we will see what happens. What do you think about that?
Even the dogs in the background are upset by that. Like, what else can he say? I mean, he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. Do you know what I mean? The media attention on him is massive right now. And the only person that isn't really saying anything is Trent, which I don't know how he gets away with, to be honest with you. I don't know why they're not asking him that question, whether maybe they're resigned to the fact that they are going to lose to Real Madrid. But, you know, obviously the pressure is on Mo to say something, and the pressure is on Richard Hughes to get out the checkbook and start doing something. But I think that's, in terms of what he said, I think that's all you can really say. I don't think there's anything all that particularly wrong with what he said. I just think he's just playing for the moment and just playing for his teammates, and that's what he wants to do. So, you know, he's shown his commitment.
Yeah. Gavin said here that sentence until now could signal a breakthrough, could be close. Yeah, maybe, potentially. We'll have to just wait and see what happens, I guess, mate. I did miss one last bit off here. So, in 20 games this year, Salah's had 13 goals, 11 assists.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all there, mate, at all. Not bad at all. So what I want to just finish this off with is going through this article from the. Why is that all knackered all of a sudden?
What?
The frames aren't right. Why has that done that? I don't know. Oh well. It seems to have knackered itself up for some reason. See, we go straight back into there, but why did we do that?
I don't know.
I don't really know.
Just
don't matter. It doesn't matter. So, in fact, that's going to piss me off, is that? We'll just go back to this. We'll leave that there. We'll put this up. So, what I'm going to do, guys, while you all just admire Liverpool's November and October there, I'm just going to go through this article on The Athletic. Obviously, I can't read it out verbatim, word for word, because it is a, a paid thing. But anyway, so to start this off with, Seano, Mo Salah is ready to accept a new 1-year contract at Liverpool. A 1-year extension. FSG need waste no more time. This really is a no-brainer. In a week when Liverpool beat Real Madrid and Manchester City to continue a dream start to the season, Salah's contract situation continues to cast a cloud. It all feels so unnecessary. Salah has made it clear. Right, if you want to stop me at any point as well, Sean, just let me know. Salah has made it clear his priority is to stay at Liverpool. He said as much in his short interview with reporters after the Southampton game. But while the club remain insistent that talks are positive and ongoing, Salah clearly doesn't feel the same way. His numbers so far this season have been exceptional, even by his sky-high standards, 13 goals, 11 assists in 20 matches. He continues to be Liverpool's match winner, grabbing a goal and assist against City. As the contract situation has rumbled on, so much speculation has swirled around Salah and what would he want and what would Liverpool offer and whether a compromise could be reached. Contract length has always been thought to be a potential stumbling block. FSG has always been cautious about offering long-term contracts to players over the age of 30. It is a sensible idea, tying into their sustainable business model, because players getting older, they eventually begin to decline. But Salah is no ordinary 32-year-old. His physical condition is freakishly good, and his numbers are equally so. If anything, his level has gone up compared to recent seasons. If Salah was demanding a 3-year contract, which would take him to 36 years of age, you could understand FSG's reluctance. If his decline kicks in, say, the season after next, FSG would not want a 34-year-old sitting on the bench or the treatment table for 2 years, eating up a sizable chunk of the wage budget. Trying to project Salah's future form and fitness will form part of Liverpool's thinking, where they are trying to decide the best deal for themselves. But a 1-year extension could mitigate any risk. The worst case scenario is that Salah does suffer a dramatic decline next season. All parties can shake hands and can depart on good terms. If he continues to thrive, then Liverpool can have this conversation again in a year's time. Fucking bad idea. It also gives the club extra time to identify the Egyptian successor. The recruitment department has been reconstructed, including the return of Edwards and Hughes, who's joined us, and the departure of Director of Scouting and Recruitment Dave Fowles. It would appear to be the perfect compromise, provided Salah's wage demands are not prohibitive. No club should simply cave in to what player demand. Although it is difficult to argue that Salah doesn't deserve top dollar, he has been arguably the Premier League standout player this season and is one of the world's most informed players. He believes he is still approaching his peak and has several years left at the top. I'm nearly at the end of this already. Salah is a unique footballer. Replacing his output and impact on games is a treacherous task, and the cost of the potential transfer fee and wages would exceed any 1-year contract Salah signed. An additional 12-month option could make the most economic sense, but a 1-year deal may also further stoke Salah's desire to prove himself to get another extension. A fired-up Salah, as the Premier League has seen this season, is one Liverpool's opposition should fear. The drawback is a short extension means that these contract games will then start again next year. The disquiet among the supporters, illustrated by Salah's new banner on the Kop, calling for FSG to give him his dough, will return when another decision has to be made. Even so, it feels like the best solution for the short and long term. Help keep Liverpool on course for glory at home and abroad this season, not to mention Salah's own desire to be recognised globally with a Ballon d'Or, while removing the sense of urgency around bringing in his ultimate successor. It feels like everyone would win, so what is FSG waiting for? What are your thoughts on that?
So again, this is just PR bullshit. This is blown smoke up our ass. I mean, you could look at this. First of all, I don't believe that for 1 minute of Simon Hughes at all. Don't believe that for 1 minute. I reckon Mo Salah wants a 3-year contract. That's what I reckon. And I reckon FSG are just looking to offer him 1-year contract. And I don't think Mo is too happy with that. That's if they have approached him yet. Because up until recently, just before the Real Madrid game, or before the Real Madrid, no one had approached him. All right. So this has just recently come out that he's been that he's happy to sign a 1-year contract, which leaves us in the situation that we're in now, where it'll go down to the wire again, and we could lose him on a free. So it makes absolutely no sense, and I think it's Simon Hughes and the Athletic are doing damage control. And are trying to make out that FSG are doing everything in their power, or Edwards and Richard Hughes is doing everything in his power to get Salah to sign a contract. I personally think they haven't approached him yet. I think it's damage control. I don't believe it for 1 minute, and I feel sick to my stomach of reading shite from the Athletic. It's getting worse than the Fenway Echo. I don't think. Yeah, Rami Abbas hasn't said anything either. So, like, I genuinely think that Salah wants to stay for the remainder of his career, his playing career at Liverpool. He wants to beat the records. He wants to be up there, with the greats. And cement his name in Liverpool legacy. He said it years and years ago. He can't see himself with any other club other than Liverpool Football Club. So this 1-year contract bullshit is exactly that. It's utter bullshit. I think he wants a 3-year contract, and there is a possibility that they're only willing to offer him 1. So I think what they will turn around and say, it's not down to the money, it's down to the duration of the contract. They could twist it in several ways. They could say he wanted only 1 year, we were looking to give him 3.
So, I mean,
I don't believe it.
I mean, going off that logic, then surely, if you're only going to give Salah a 1-year deal, you're only going to give Van Dijk a 1-year deal as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's damage control is what that is.
It's kicking the can down the road. It doesn't make any sense to me personally.
The stability of the player. The player wants stability and wants to know where his future lies. He said it that he wants to stay at the fucking club. So I reckon Simon Hughes and the Athletic have had word from the club, from the powers that be. You report this. This is what we're going to offer Mo Salah. And I think you'd want to be careful the game that you're playing at the Athletic, because I think that could come back and bite you in the ass, because Mo has been very open with the media insofar as what the club haven't offered him, and that's they haven't offered him a contract yet. And we're in December now. So it's an out-and-out disgrace that we're still talking about contracts of 3 of the most important players, Trent, Virgil, and Salah. And we're talking about winning the league. We're talking about winning the Champions League. And yet we haven't even sorted out the contracts of these players. Not to mention the players that at the end of this season are going to be down to the last 12 months as well in their contract. So what exactly is Richard Hughes doing apart from buying David Ornstein dinner every 2 seconds? What exactly is Richard Hughes doing?
I mean, I do think that, I don't know if I'm just being gullible here or what, but I have to believe that more is going on behind the scenes than what we're being let on to believe. I just don't, I can't personally believe and think that we've gone all this time and they've not done anything. And that's why me and you have that difference of opinion where you don't think anything's happened and I think that Salah used a different terminology. But that, I like having that difference of opinion. It's fine. But
well, let's just examine that then. Let's just examine that. So he said we're nearly in December. No one has approached him.
No, he said I've not been offered a contract.
I've not been offered a contract.
He did, but that doesn't mean that they've not been speaking about it. A contract off, a contract for me, a contract offer is them going, right, this is what we're going to give you, and then we're offering you that. But talks is them going, what will it take to keep you? Well, this is what we're thinking about, type thing. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So like if you make comparisons to what Virgil has said and what Salah has said, they haven't offered me a contract. Virgil says talks are ongoing.
Yeah.
Virgil said prior to that, I haven't been approached.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Virgil's done. I think Virgil's signed. I think he's done already, me. I think he's done. I've got nothing to back that up, but I personally believe that Virgil van Dijk has already signed his new deal.
Okay, but I mean, when you hear what Mo has said,
yeah,
does that sound like a player that has been approached or been offered anything? I don't think it does. And why would he go and say it otherwise?
It's all a game, isn't it? Like, let's just say, for instance,
well,
let's just go down my path for me. Let's just say they're having talks, yeah. Let's say it's the year thing. Like, let's just say they've got the money sorted out. The money's sorted. It's literally like Liverpool going, right, it's a 1-year deal, and he's like, nah, I want 3. And then they're like, well, no, we're not offering you a 3-year deal, right? Yeah. So then he goes after the game and goes, I haven't been offered a contract, because Liverpool haven't actually officially offered him it. They've had the talks about it, but they haven't offered him it. If that makes sense. I don't know. I
get what you're saying. But let me throw a spanner in the works and let me just explain to you, right? So why would Salah, like, if let's just say it's down to contract, the length of the contract or the money, right? So the person that does the gaming is not just AKM. The person that does the gaming is Rami Abbas, right? The person that does the contract negotiations is Rami Abbas and Richard Hughes, right? It's not Ernest Sloot and Mo, right? Mo wants to stay at the club. That's a given, right? He said it from the start of the season to December, right? There at the start of the season, he said no one has approached me. He's saying that no, I haven't been offered a contract. Now you can offer a contract and turn it down based on the salary, based on the length of the contract. So if that were the case, let's just say he had been offered a contract and he's turned it down based on salary or the length of the contract. He could have easily said, well, it's December now, we're still in talks. Because that would have been a fair reflection of the situation. Now, if you're looking at what he has said and picking apart what he said that a contract has been offered to him, meaning that there hasn't been talks about it. That's what I believe. Because
I get that.
He could have easily have said what Virgil said. talks are ongoing because
talks are ongoing. Yeah,
talks are ongoing.
Yeah, I get that. I personally think that Mo Salah has said something because Rami Abbas has told him to say something.
But you see, then we're falling into that thing where we're falling into the Jamie Carragher way of thinking, the effort or the PR spin that they like to kind of throw at us. That, oh, you know, Mo Salah shouldn't be distracting other players and talking about his contract, blah 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 blah. I mean, I think it's safe to say, and I think most people on the chat would agree with this, that the business from the summer to now has been piss poor. We're
Agreed.
talking about contracts. We haven't even talked about possible leads, possible targets coming in, and we're just in December. That should be talked about.
I agree.
Be talked about at the start of December. The first thing that Richard Hughes should have fucking done when he got the job was, after the Euros and after whatever, he should have, after international duty, he should have said, right, Mo, although I'm new here, I know only too well your impact on the squad. You're an amazing player. We want to keep you. What do you and your agent want? And let's negotiate. That's what he should have done, right? Now, I'm not saying bend over and take it and give him just everything he wants. I'm not saying that, and he's not the type of player that demands that, right? He didn't do that with Virgil. He didn't do that with Trent. Now, Trent is probably thinking to himself, here's my boyhood club who haven't bothered their arse approaching me or even speaking to me about a contract. And there's my boy Jude in Spain, Real Madrid, kicking it up, wanting me to join. I think I might join him. So that's where we're at Liverpool at the moment. Richard Hughes, no matter how much David Ornstein wants to force it, has done fuck all at the club. Done fuck all. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what his peers say or people in that little world of his of sporting directors, and they all take the hat off them. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how long he's been at the job. When you're in the world of football, right? And I don't need to have played football. I don't need to be a sporting director or do contracts. I know that when it comes up to the end of, or comes up to the last 12 months of a player's contract, you get it done and dusted. You don't even wait 12 months. That should have been done a long time ago. That was the predecessors before him that should have dealt with it. The point is, they haven't dealt with this. Mo is still waiting around, and he's like, all I can do is play football. People keep asking him that question, and I'm sure it's bloody grating on his nerves. What is it that I have to do to get a contract? What is it that I have to do to be approached and get a contract? Imagine offering one of the best players in the world a 1-year contract with the way he's playing.
I know, I get it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't agree with this 1-year extension. Like, I'm just going to put that out there right now. I don't agree with it. I think you're kicking the can down the road. We're going to be in the same position this time next year. The only way I would offer him a 1-year deal is if he's got achievable extension requirements in it. So let's say, for instance, we go, right, we're going to give you a 1-year deal, but there's an option for a further year if you hit these certain markers next season or something. Again, it's Mo Salah. He shouldn't have to do that, but I don't know. I'm talking myself out of it as I'm coming up with the idea in my fucking head. I don't agree with it already, so forget that.
I mean, you could look at it you can look at it in so many ways, Adam. The simple point of the matter is, could FSG, could Edwards and Richards have offered him a year contract, or are they willing to offer him a contract? a 1 year contract? And the answer to that is absolutely, they could offer him a 1 year contract. But like you said, it's literally, it's leaving the problem to next year. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, what is that 1 year contract? I mean, if we want to get money for getting rid of him, we'd have to sell him next summer. So therefore, he's just going to see out the end of the season. So there is 0 point in this 1 year contract. I think it's just to, shut the fans up. And that's basically it. I don't think it achieves nothing. Absolutely achieves nothing. But it would be typical FSG, who aren't willing to offer a contract to someone in their 30s. I think that it is typical FSG. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is true. But to say that Mo Salah is in agreement of it, I don't think is correct. I think he wants to end his playing career at Liverpool. And,
Yeah. I mean, before we go into comments, I will end this by disagreeing. I do agree with what you said, that I do think that article's come out because Liverpool want that article to come out.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with what you said there. I do think that they've been fed that like, yeah, we're going to give him a 1 year deal. It's just him who won't sign it. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with that. Let's just see what people have been saying in the chat.